Hello everyone and welcome to the second lesson in this interesting part which was talking about the matter. And I told you before in the last week that the matter is everything around us that has a mass and has a volume. And actually we explain what is a mass, which was the amount of something, and the volume is how much space is taken up of this substance. Okay? So we study the matter in its definition. It's everything around you. It's everything from the science point of view that has two factors, which is mass, which has amount, and has a volume, which means it take up a space from the surrounding. Okay? And we study how to measure this mass and how to measure this volume. And we also study a factor that's called density, and the density is measuring the amount of something in a unit volume. And this will lead us to know whether this matter will sink or float in water. This lesson is talking about some properties of matter. Properties means characters. We are talking about characters. We are talking about the characteristics of the matter. To describe the matter more, we have two characteristics, whether it's physical character or a chemical character. Right? How do we differentiate? First, we have the physical property of the matter. This physical property is just describing the matter from its physical appearance, which means from the outside. It describes the color, the shape, the size, and all the things that we can observe through the senses, which means we can see this property, we can smell this property, we can touch this property, and so on. So all the properties that we can observe it through the senses, through our senses, this is a physical property. And also the physical property is just a property from the outside. This property does not change the identity of the substance. There is no change in the identity of the substance. The identity remains the same, but in different color, in different shape, and so on. So the physical property is the property just like describing this matter from the outside, okay? And also the mass and volume, how much does it weigh or how space it takes up. This also can be described through the senses, so this is a physical property. So changing in every factor in this physical property, like changing the color, the shape, the mass and volume, will not change the substance identity. So this is the clue that this is a physical property and not a chemical property. But if we were talking about the chemical properties, the chemical property is different than the physical one because it's deeply go inside the matter. It's deeply go inside the molecules and the atoms that combine together to make this matter. And there is a change in the identity of the matter, which means this matter will undergo some chemical changes which lead to totally another matter, which means we lose the original identity of the matter. So the chemical change or the chemical property, this property will totally change the matter into new things, so we will no longer has the same identity of the matter. This is the difference between the physical property and the chemical property of the matter. And also you have to know that we have three states of matter: the solid and liquid and gas. Okay, we have solid and liquid and gas. When we change from a solid into a liquid, okay, changing the state of the matter from a solid to liquid, just like changing a piece of ice into liquid water. This is a change from a solid into liquid. This is considered as what? To know, ask yourself, is the identity is it changed, or no, we have the same identity but only it changes the outer shape? Yes, actually the identity is the same and we only change the outer shape of the matter. So this is a physical property and not a chemical property. Changing from a solid into a liquid, or from a liquid into a gas, or from each one to the other is a physical property and not a chemical property at all, because they are having the same identity but different shape, but different color, and so on. Okay, this is the physical property and the chemical property. And please, there's another videos to watch about the physical and chemical property. Find it on STL and watch it. Thank you so much, and I hope you understand this lesson. It's not finished yet. We will continue in the next week.